Today's Thursday, February 4th, and I just wanted to get this out here for you guys. What we're experiencing right now is the absolute inability to postulate and present grievances to the government in the petition of redress, which is the First Amendment, the Bill of Rights. This is critically important that we understand this. We're being denied the ability to seek redress in our courts, and our courts are denying our petition to seek that redress of grievances in the courts. And the loss of our judiciary means that violence will spill to the streets. Now, how much of this is planned by the federal government? How much of this is planned by county and state government? Just look around. You know, every agency was involved in the execution of Lavoy Finicum, from the county sheriff that allowed the operation to take place in the county, from the state police who were there acting as the triggermen, the Oregon State Police, and the FBI who had the plan to first pull Lavoy and the convoy over and then force him into a roadblock at a blind corner, taking away the ability to respond in any other way. I mean, these things are critically important that we understand. And when you come around a blind corner, you're speeding or whatever, I mean, you don't have a lot of options at that point. And I think that's why the video was released as quick as it was, because Lavoy really didn't have any options. From eyewitness reports, he was forced to rabbit, and the snare for the rabbit was set up at a blind corner. This was the plan that was engineered and executed by all three branches, the county, state, and fed. Now what do we do? I mean, we already know that we don't have redress in our courts, so what are we supposed to do? You know, I think part of the reason the video was released was to show that the people, that they could do the same exact thing, and I'm not advocating that. But come on, an aerial view of a snare set up to essentially behead the snake, in this case the state militia. Well, just take out one person, the rest will go away. You know, cut off the constitutionalists, and everybody else will just wander around aimlessly, not knowing what to do. Well, what if these same tactics were used the other way? You know, what if the people were being instructed by the federal government on how to do the same exact thing to themselves? You know, if you think about this, separating these individuals from their pack and taking them into custody, you know, I'm sure a lot of them would say they don't want to ever go into the custody of People's Grand Jury or a militia supporting the orders of the People's Grand Jury. So essentially, these same people are saying we will never be held accountable for our actions, and that they'd rather die first. But we as a people need to understand that this is exactly what they're preparing for. This is why Homeland Security has been buying billions of bullets. You know, it's just for this type of retaliation. We can't allow ourselves to get caught up in this haphazardly. We need to be organized, and we need to understand what's at stake here. You know, the first thing that came to my mind was, why is the FBI showing us what to do with state actors? You know, we don't have our courts anymore. I mean, it's not like we can file a Title 42 1983 claim against these people that will go anywhere, because it won't. You know, the courts are protecting the judges, and the judges are protecting other judges, and the judges are all protecting law enforcement, because that's all they got. I just want folks to be careful out there. I mean, you know, the state, my state, Michigan, and the county, Isabella, all but begged me to stop making these videos and putting them out there, because they thought that I would incite people to violence. But this is exactly what they want. And we're not going to stumble into this haphazardly without a lot of forethought and planning, like the trap for Lavoie. I mean, that was engineered. You don't just come up with that, out of a hat. FBI has playbooks, and they have playbooks to solicit the response that they want. If you want to take somebody peacefully, you give them foreknowledge of a roadblock, like, I don't know, a mile visibility, not on a blind corner. This was entrapment, pure and simple. They engineered the exact result they wanted, and to think that they came out with this video publicly, if they even did, I kind of believe that it was probably leaked. You don't engineer things this way without expecting the response that occurred. It's just common sense, folks. So anyways, I want you all to be careful out there. It's just mad. It's maddening, and I am still fit to be tied. We got to be smart about this. I mean, they're trying to draw us into a confrontational position. That's obvious with the stop and the shooting and the forcing into a roadblock. That entire thing was set up to be confrontational. And if you want to look at it any other way, you're just being naive. So it's time for us to start acting as the people and start getting together and putting our petty bullshit differences aside and working together to formulate a strategy that's going to work and get down to business. Again, peace and love. God